out there. Wrapped up around some milfoil. I'm in trouble here. Going in. Going in. He's a nice one too. Come on. Oh, there we go. Get back out of that deeper water. Sinking. Nice bluegill. Come on. Try to wade up in here. All I got is a 9-foot fly rod, 5 or 6 weight, 4-pound test line. High vis, vicious yellow. I'm fishing with the 1/8 ounce hair jig that we tied up on the show here a couple weeks ago. Started with this 1/8 ounce because I don't know if you can see or hear it, the wind is blowing really, really hard. And the 1/8 ounce, it'll be good for crappie if they're in here. Put the hook on it, it's kind of big for bluegills. If no crappies. And I think I can downsize, I probably will. So that I can at least catch some bluegills. I haven't even had a bluegill tuck on the skirt yet though, so. Today I want to talk about what I look for in a public fishing spot. So we may as well start that right now. What I'm fishing with here is that jig that I tied on the show maybe 2 weeks ago. You see it there. It's got a little bit of grass stuck on our slime. A couple things I look for in a public fishing spot. First thing, look behind me. I want easy access, but I also want an element of difficulty. If you look there's plenty of parking out there on that pier. But this bank is overgrown. You can't walk right along this bank. So you gotta have a pair of hip boots. Knee-high boots wouldn't cut it here today. It's up over my knees. So I always look for some type of element of difficulty, but where I don't have to walk real far. I'm getting older, and walking real far takes the fun out of it. Another thing I look for is cover. Fish need cover this time of year, all through the summer. I'm sure you can see it here. If you look down in here, there's all kinds of milfoil, and there's some lily pads. It makes for excellent cover. And why would the fish in shallow water be in cover? Because that sun beating down is tough. It's hard on them. They don't like it. The grass here, at least right here, this inside edge that I can fish because the water's not too deep. This grass provides some relief. Since the wind is blowing, we'll talk about the wind. Third thing I look for is wind. Anytime you're fishing, guys, the wind is absolutely your friend. If it was dead calm out here, it would seem like the perfect top water day. Get your pop bars out, and your fly rod with your bugs and whatever, and try to catch bluegills or bass on the topwater baits. But the wind is absolutely your friend. The wind is bringing the food chain this way. See how it's blowing towards me here? All kinds of zooplankton, plankton, phytoplankton coming this way. So that's why I think that if the bluegills and crappies aren't spawning here, they'll be here anyway because this is an excellent feeding opportunity with the wind blowing in this direction. Okay, so I got a spot I can get to easily. It's got an element of difficulty. That's the first thing. The second thing is I want some cover. Fish need some cover. They like security. Today is bluebird day, not a cloud in the sky, so that sun is going to be beaten down. It's a high pressure day. I'm really not expecting the fish to come charging out of these grass to eat this hair jig, but I think sooner or later, if I dangle it there long enough, one will bite. Third thing I look for is some wind, because the wind gets the food chain moving, and that's a bonus. Get the food chain moving. Hopefully I get the fish active. So that's three things there, guys, that I look for in a public fishing spot. Access, but not too easy, a difficult element. Cover. And I want the wind blowing. Absolutely necessary to have wind, I think, for good fishing. And this grass bed, this makes a inside edge right down straight up through here. A lot of times early in the spring, all the way through the spawn, fish will be cruising along the inside edge of the grass. Now later on in the summer, when it gets real hot, the outside edge I've always found to be a little bit better. But if you got a pair of waders on, you can get into the thick here and a lot of this stuff in a weed bed like this, and you'll be able to find fish that are maybe not super aggressive, but you can dangle a jig or something right down in front of them, a little plastic worm, and maybe get a couple bites. If you can see that, there's a blue heron under there, underneath the trees there. I really wouldn't disturb him, but if he's fishing here, it must be pretty good fishing, I would think. I'm looking at what he's doing there. There's actually lily pads that come up real close to the bank there. I wonder if that's what the fish are keying on. See if we can find out without bothering that bird too much. Well, too late for that. Alright, got one on the frybaby. That's a nice bluegill. He really smacked it. I got a hook on my finger. Not a bad bluegill there. And on this inside edge here of these pads, pretty good sized fish. Let him go. That water feels cold. I don't think they're spawning yet. Let's see if we can get another one. Same spot. I switched to the smaller jig because nothing was hitting that bigger jig. I don't know if there's any crappies up this shallow right now or not. Oop, had another one on there. But with this wind, got to fish with less line out with a lightweight jig. I try to keep the rod tip a little bit closer to the water so it doesn't get blown all over the place. That fish came out over here somewhere. Another one biting on it right there. And they're almost all the way down on the bottom right there. Just dropping it down there, barely moving it. If you're wondering, a jig with a pink head and a white tail is one of my favorites in the spring. For some reason that really seems to shine in the spring. I don't know what the wind sounds like on this audio. I'm sure you can see it. It's making keeping track of this little tiny jig pretty difficult. A lot of times I go to move the jig and there's a fish there, and I don't get a good hook set. Hooked on a lily pad there. Sometimes the easiest way to get yourself out of trouble is to reel right down to the jig and shake it off, just like that. A little smaller, but at least that's a fish. Fell for the pink and white frybaby with the blue body. Nice little fish. Get a picture of this one. Not as big as the other, but still make a nice picture. I need a, oops, I guess we're not going to picture that one. Unceremonious release. Try for more fish. There's another one. There we go. Maybe we found a spot. This is a better bluegill. There we go. Nicer fish. I'm not gonna try for a picture. That's what we came for. Another one. Sayonara. Maybe I found a spot here. Oops, I felt the bite. There's another one laying there somewhere. Pictured over there in that direction. There she is. Nope. Something is tapping it over there. I'll fix my jig. Looks like the feather's messed up. Little bluegill was down there tugging on the tail. Messed her all up. Maybe that's why I'm not getting a good hookup. Right out there is the spot. Sometimes in the spring like this, I've noticed, spring and fall actually, they'll get into packs. I don't know if they're looking for a spawning area in the spring. They get into packs and they'll swim up and down an inside edge like this, and you'll catch a few in a row, and then they'll continue down the edge without you and the bite will stop. That's normal. So that's maybe what happened there. We just had a bunch of them in a little pack. Came past there, I caught a few and missed a few, and now that's over with. They're probably behind me along the point, this edge here, or out in front of us somewhere, and we get a crack at them again when they come back the other way. I feel a lot better if my waders weren't leaking. Here's going to be a little bit of an expense. I don't know anybody who makes good waders anymore. You guys know a good pair of waders. I'd appreciate you dropping that in the comments. I would be very appreciative. I want to know what kind of waders. I don't want to spend a lot of money, but I also don't want to have wet feet. If you watch hunting shows that I do, you'll know that I like to wear waders in the wintertime when I'm deer hunting too, because I always look for spots where other hunters won't go, and a lot of times that means putting on a pair of waders. And in the fall, of course, when it's cold out and the water's getting down towards freezing, it doesn't matter how good your insulated underwear and your socks are, you get wet, you're gonna be miserable sitting on a deer stand. So if you could, please, good pair of hip boots. I'm not interested in chest waders. To recap, since we're talking about hunting too, there we go. Little tiny bluegill. Oops, got away. To recap, the 3 things that make a good public fishing spot. I'm going to tell you, it's the same 3 things that I look for when I'm deer hunting on a public spot. One is good parking access, but also a certain degree of difficulty getting to your hunting spot from the parking area. Today fishing, we had to wade down a bank that didn't have any access. I look for the same thing when I'm deer hunting. So the second thing was cover. Fish like to be comfortable, have security, they look for cover. So do deer. I like an area that has cover for deer. I like an area that has cover for crappies, bluegill, and bass, whatever I'm fishing for. And the last thing is to get the wind in your favor. I like having wind blowing towards where I'm fishing. Stuck on something. And of course, I think everybody who deer hunts knows how important the wind is. You want the wind in your favor when you're deer hunting. So anyway, guys, I think that's gonna about be our wrap for today. I'm gonna fish my way out of here. I'm not gonna concentrate on any area real hard. Might catch a few more fish. Before I stop here, I just want to say we're all on the same team here, guys. Trying to show you how I have fun finding spots that I can fish and get away from the crowd. Hope somebody learned something from this. Anyway, hope you all have a great weekend. We'll probably find something fun to do. Make another video here during the week. You got a holiday weekend coming up. Probably make a couple of videos when I'm not spending time with the wife and the dog. Also, so keep an eye out. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet. Go ahead and like it if you like it, and if you could, share it with your friends. Have a good one, guys.